we started with just a piece of paper, and we had brads in a piece of paper with their drawing. So they drew the landform or the animal that lived in that region. And then they hooked up the Makey Makey, and their buttons were just on their paper. And we did a gallery walk, and everybody was able to walk around and just listen to each other's projects based on their recordings. And they would just hook up, they would grab Earth on the Makey Makey, and then they would just play the buttons and listen to the information. And then they just got really excited about it, and they started creating Lego monuments and Play-Doh monuments, and they just took off from there.
We called our project Let's Makey Makey the Northeast region. This is a project I did with a kindergartner named Roman. I will be the one pushing the Brad buttons, and they're on the eyeballs. And this is a lobster. We just added different colors. It's made of paper mache, and Boy lobsters have bigger claws than girls. And girl lobsters have bigger tails than boys. Did you know lobsters come in many colors? There are even some with 2 colors, and some of them have girl and boy cells. Also, lobsters have urine nozzles under their eyes. They pee on each other's faces to communicate when they fight and mate. Maine has the most delicious lobsters. Have a good time. Yeah, and that was me, and now I'm gonna do Roman.
The lobster sweeps the water forward with its tail to swim. They have sharp claws that can break a walnut with one tiny
squeeze. It's a squeeze.
So how I wanted to do the walrus is because I knew their tusk makes them protect themselves, and they have their babies on a piece of ice, and I just wanted to know about them because they're really fun to learn about. Did you know walrus have their babies on ice?
This is the moose that I made out of clay right here. And I really like learning about moose and Makey Makeys. So,
did you know in the Northeast region, moose in the wintertime have to survive off of sap?
What I did was a fox, and I sewed it together.
Did you know that gray foxes are not actually gray, they're actually silver?
This is the Statue of Liberty. I paper mached it. I used glue instead of flour and water because that would have been messy and would have taken longer.
Did you know the Statue of Liberty arrived 10 years late? The Statue of Liberty was packed into 214 crates to be shipped to America on a ship. She arrived the year 1885, June 17.
This is Niagara Falls. I made it out of clay and a paper plate and tissue paper. Down here we have instructions.
3,160 tons of water flows through Niagara Falls every second. This is 757,500 gallons of water. Also, Niagara Falls provides 20% of U.S. water. And Niagara Falls was formed 12,000 years ago at the end of the Ice Age.
So mine's a little different. I have a copper plate here, and my wires are connected to my copper plate. And down here, and on the other side I have a nut that connects to this. And down here, if I move the rock, I have this hole. And if I stick this through the hole, I originally was gonna hook the wire underneath it so you wouldn't see the wire, but I did not have enough room for that. So now if I grab the earth and I touch the copper plate.
Did you know that in 1620, The Mayflower hit shore, and the Pilgrims took their first steps on what we now call Boston. The first steps were taken on a monument we now call Plymouth Rock. You're probably asking, why is it called Plymouth Rock? Well, when you go to the Plymouth Rock, you will see a rock that has the Pilgrims' cars 16, 20, and 2. The rock. This is proof that the Mayflower hit shore in the year 1620.
This is Brooklyn Bridge, and I made it out of popsicle sticks and string. And it is in New York, and it connects to Manhattan and Brooklyn. And I will...
Nearly 20 people died building the Brooklyn Bridge. Over 120,000 vehicles and pedestrians use the Brooklyn Bridge every day. The bridge connects to Manhattan and Brooklyn, New York.
This is a gray fox. I couldn't make it gray because I didn't have any gray Legos in the school building. I also added background details such as a bunny, which has a fur ball tail, and I also added a cave that I used black Legos to put in to look like the inside of the cave. Did you know that gray foxes give off a call that sounds like a woman screaming to alert all others in the pack that he or she found food?
This is the moose I made from Legos, and I used copper tape instead of a button because there's basically nowhere I can put a button.
Moose need to eat 70 pounds of food a day. They prefer to eat shrubs, leaves, and small twigs, and can stand on their hind legs to reach branches 14 feet above the ground.
I decided to make a walrus. I made it with no instructions. I had some help from my friends, and I added some details like them.
Atlantic walruses live in the northeastern region. The tusks are the walrus's very long upper teeth, and they can grow to an average length of about 14 inches, and that's longer than a ruler. But they can grow as long as 39 inches, and that's almost as long as your legs.
That's how the Makey Makey helps you Makey Makey your amazing and cool projects. Makey Makey plus us equals awesomeness.
The magic happens! The model